Betty Grable's going to be talking to herself when she plays two noble women in the musical That Lady in Ermine next Tuesday at 1:50 here on 4.
What are your all-time favorite episodes of ER? How would you like to see them again? Channel 4 is offering you the chance to decide which 3 episodes we'll be showing on these nights. It couldn't be easier. All you have to do is turn to Fortel, page 360, or visit our website. Not really a complex operation. We'll leave that up to them. Your favorite episodes of your favorite program. Get interactive with
Keep your head above water.
Take a deep breath.
I know you're scared, but I'll stay with you.
The most popular interactive choice. ER, Wednesday at 10 on 4.
The questions.
What are they?
Is it going to be useful for us?
I want to know how to turn it into good compost.
Do you like the sound of what he's suggesting?
The experts.
If I was you...
You need good, rich soil.
Settle things amicably. What you need to do is to firm it.
Shall we make a date? Yeah, we ought to.
The solutions.
Then thin them out.
On 4.
4 goes off-piste next to Ski Without Limits.
This is an appeal from Oxfam to ask you for £2 a month to help some of the world's poorest people. Give a child some corn.
Philandra Dan Daly, the GI Blues in the colourful wartime musical Call Me Mister. And that's after this.
It's Friday night. Time to get a little hot under the collar.
Bag of Maltesers, Norman St. John Stevens.
Frazier and Harry Hill star in a double bill of comedy Friday from 10 on 4.
You don't need bickies, have you, Nige?
No. Typical.
What are your all-time favorite episodes of ER? How would you like to see them again? Channel 4 is offering you the chance to decide which 3 episodes...
When it comes to felines, the Dingles are the cat's whiskers next on 4, and then following that short cartoon, Betty Grable and Dan Daly are happy when my baby smiles at me.
There's big news! I got you a Right Guard commercial. Making a big epic Hollywood performance of great smelling.
I can perform great smelling.
Great. They also need a big epic Hollywood performance of dryness.
I could do dryness.
Thing is, they need great smelling and dryness together.
Together?
At the same time.
Surely nothing on earth could perform such a task.
New fragrance, new dryness, new Right Guard, unbeatable aerosol double protection. Nothing performs better.
Specsavers Opticians this summer. When you buy a pair of spectacles from our $64.95 price range or above, you'll get a pair of prescription sunglasses absolutely free. Specsavers Opticians. Now you can believe.
A much happier place. Betty Grable and Dan Daly do the honours after the Dingles.
It happened right in front of him. What was he supposed to do?
You went into a burning airplane. Didn't they interview you?
My attorneys don't like me talking to the media.
Channel 4 is going to give this guy $1 million just for an interview.
$1 million? Hey, I'm the guy.
They found him.
Oh, no, they haven't.
I was actually relieved that it was just a plane crash and I could help.
Accidental Hero is the ITV movie premiere Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
This is an appeal from Oxfam to ask you for £2 a month to help some of the world's poorest people. Give a child some corn and she won't go hungry that day. But what about tomorrow? But give her family the chance to grow their own corn, and they can feed themselves and their children for a whole lifetime. Just £2 a month could give a family the seeds and tools to grow enough food for themselves, with even some more to sell. People in the third world don't want to live on handouts. They just want the opportunity to work themselves out of poverty and lead dignified and independent lives. With your help, we can do so much more. So please ring 0800 31 31 31 and give just £2 a month, or whatever you can. That's 0800 31 31 31. Thank you.
He's gone utterly butterly. He's gone utterly butterly. They've gone utterly butterly. It's an Ivel utterly butterly made with buttermilk.
Dove contains neutral cleansing ingredients and 1/4 moisturizing cream for sensitive skin.
Are you retired? Could you enjoy your retirement more if you had an extra monthly income for life? More and more people are discovering the Stalwart Home Income Plan. Some of them can now afford visits to family abroad. Others go on holiday more often or take up new pastimes. Most people simply enjoy the peace of mind that comes with financial security. If you're over 65, or both over 70 if you're a couple, with a house worth at least £30,000, the Stalwart Plan could unlock the value of your home and let you go on living in it as long as you wish. Get the Stalwart brochure. Call free on 0800 65 70 70. You've looked after your house for years. It's time your house paid you back. Call 0800 65 70 70 or write to Free Post Stalwart.
It's the world's largest cruise ship, and it's packed with 3,500 guests.
Tomorrow afternoon on 4, there's gothic melodrama when Gene Tierney marries Vincent Price and then discovers he's not only mad, but murderous. It's going to be one hell of a honeymoon at 1:35 tomorrow.
Keep your head above water.
Take a deep breath.
I know you're scared, but I'll stay with you. It's for you. Thank you.
One boy.
Stay with us as Dr. Doug Ross struggles to save the life of this child.
My stomach hurts a little bit.
One girl. Double the emergency.
Turn off the camera.
The most popular interactive choice. ER, Wednesday at 10 on 4.
Seeking out signatures next on 4, admire an autograph collection that started with the actor Peter Cushing and now includes prime ministers and members of the royal family.
This house here was built originally by Oliver Cromwell's quartermaster, whoever he was, in the middle of the 17th century. It's been extended and added onto quite a bit since then, but it's lovely. Now, Sarah Jane Checkland recently visited.
For most of us, being at home means confined spaces, traffic, not lighthouse in private occupancy in this country. For 70 years, this lighthouse here at Beachy Head protected the mariners from the perils of
Record Breakers fame as a most persistent collector. Well, he certainly is. He's a bit older than 13 now, but he's still collecting, and today he's brought in this massive autograph collection. And this is a special autograph collection. It's not any old collection, is it? It's fantastic.
No, that's right. It's a very comprehensive collection. It's one that's very
precious to me. It started from, as you say, in my early teens, and it's carried me right now into my 30s, and it's still giving me enormous pleasure.
What gave you the bug?
It was just that when I was young at school, I was doing a project on horror films, and I wrote to Peter Cushing of the BBC, and he actually responded personally.
Where
with
is
this.
he? He's here somewhere, isn't he?
That's right. Yes,
Here
it's
he is.
the first letter I ever got in the thing that got me going in the collection. It actually inspired me to write to all the famous people, because until this point I thought maybe only fan clubs would deal with correspondence, but because he responded, I wrote to the likes of Mike Yarwood and the two Ronnies that were famous at the time, and because they were favourable, I then wrote to the Prime Minister, that was Jim Callaghan, and he responded with a personally signed photograph, so there was sort of no stopping me after that. And
So you were quite reassured then that these famous people are sort of human after all?
Oh yes, that's right. I always thought that the secretaries would probably protect them from correspondence and probably send printed autographs back, but it obviously wasn't the case, and I've just gone on from there.
So what were you proudest of? You've got some fantastic ones. You've got Norma and John over there, of course.
That's right, yeah.
Did you get that yourself?
Yes, I did. Yes, I got the photograph and sent it to them. If anything famous in history happens, I do like to get a copy of a photograph and send it to the people to sign.
So you get the photograph and then send it for them?
In a lot of the cases, but more often than not, I will just request the autograph photograph, and they'll send their own example. There's actually one over there of Mr. and Mrs. Thatcher at Chequers.
Is that the one? This one here? Yes.
That's right.
A few years ago now.
That's right. It was actually sent to me by Dennis Thatcher. He signed it himself, and then I returned it to Mrs. Thatcher, asking if she had a signature to it. But when the photograph came back, it didn't look like a conventional signature. The T was square, was straight at the top rather than a curved T. So I actually queried it and sent it back, and I got quite a curt letter back from Downing Street. But they said she'd re-sign it with a conventional signature, which she did.
Quite clever of you to spot the difference. These are all genuine, are they?
Yes.
The Queen? But that's not to you, that's dear Miss Peacock, that letter.
That's right. The royal family don't generally give autographs on private requests, so I do have to buy these at private and public auctions when they come up for sale. This particular letter from 1952 was just after her father had died, and she wrote to thank this Miss Peacock for a message of condolence on the death of the King. It is extremely rare because it's a handwritten letter, and you seldom see a full sheet of handwriting from the Queen. I actually found out later who that Miss Peacock was as well. It was a lady that worked in a shoe shop in London that supplied the royal family, and she obviously, the Queen was very impressed that she'd written to her, and that showed in the personal reply she sent back.
You certainly put a lot into these things. There's a letter here from Camilla Parker Bowles which says, "Thank you very much for your kind letter. It makes all the difference to receive letters from thoughtful people like yourself during these difficult times. It restores my faith in humanity." What did you say to her?
I just, at the time she was getting a really bad press, and I wrote to her to let her know that not everybody thinks ill of her. I mean, I had tremendous respect for Camilla Parker Bowles, and I just basically just wrote and told her that.
And you got an autograph at the end of the letter?
That's right. As far as it's a two-way thing.
Quite a few. You got a couple of Diana, but to Barbara. Who's Barbara?
That's right. Barbara's my mum. When Princess Diana very rarely gives autographs out, and they are extremely rare.
How much are they worth at the moment?
Well, the one in the leather frame with the D at the top, that's a presentation frame, personal gift from the Princess of Wales, and we sold one at auction a couple of weeks ago. It sold for £920, so which is almost twice as much more than the former husband's is worth. Prince Charles sells between 200 and 300.
Must be a little irritating for him.
Yes, definitely.
Have you got an absolute favourite?
I would say...
Stacks of albums there. You must have loads to choose from.
That's right. The royal family have always been the main thing for me. I mean, because they're the rarest, the ones you can't get, they're the ones I prefer the most.
One you're after particularly?
I'd need Prince Andrew and Prince Edward. I've got all the current British royal family, but I've never been able to get...
You and the kids?
Oh, yes, and I've got the children to sign it as well.
Yeah. Right. OK, well, maybe somebody will find that for you.
Okay.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Sue.
That's great. Now, this week is the last week of Collector's Lot for a while, but we'll be back again in the autumn. So if you have a collection you think would be of interest, anything from autographs to zoetropes, drop us a line at the usual address, Collector's Lot, PO Box 17, Plimpton, Devon, PL7 5YG. And I look forward to reading your letters. Now, yesterday, Belinda Ballantyne found some ordinary household objects which she plans to decorate using the art of découpage, which literally means cutting out in French. Today, she paints and seals the surfaces in preparation